The Hebrews are in full retreat, and at their head marches Moses, looking to the Lord for guidance. Behind him, the people look to the sky where a pillar of cloud moves like a living thing, casting moving shadows on the ground beneath. It leads them forward, guiding them through the wilderness on their way to freedom. But when night falls, the pillar of cloud burns like a fiery furnace, lighting up the dark desert around them. Once again, it guides them through the night, leading them ever onward toward their unknown fate. From afar, it looks like a great flame sweeping across the sand dunes, an eerie beacon in the blackness of night. It goes before them and behind them, forming a wall of fire that keeps anything dangerous away from the Hebrews. All around them, the wilderness may be vast and unending, but this pillar moves like a living thing, giving the people hope that they will not walk into the jaws of death. Back in Egypt, Pharaoh paces his great palace, consumed by bitter rage. His son lies dead, slain by the hand of Moses, and he blames it all on the Hebrews. They have stolen his son away, and now they will pay dearly for it. His generals stand before him, pleading with him to let the Hebrews go. But Pharaoh refuses. Without slaves, Egypt will fall into ruin. Crops will rot in the fields. Homes will be empty of furniture. Streets will be filled with trash. Nothing will be made. Nothing will be new. Egypt will be undone. And so Pharaoh makes up his mind. His generals, some of the bravest warriors in all the land, will ride out after the Hebrews and bring them back, dead or alive. With that, Pharaoh turns away from his generals, his face white with anger. He is done speaking about the matter. There can be no more discussion. The decision has been made. At dawn, the might of Egypt rides out, the best charioteers and soldiers, all eager to prove themselves in battle. Soon, their chariots pound the hard ground, kicking up great clouds of dust as they race across the flatlands of Egypt in pursuit of the fleeing Hebrews. Meanwhile, beside the Red Sea, the Hebrews have camped for the night. Many are weary from their trek through the wilderness. But even though the wilderness is full of danger, these people are afraid to stop. They miss the security of slavery. At least there they knew what to expect. Here, they could be attacked by wild beasts or die of thirst. Some have complained bitterly to Moses, asking why he brought them to this place of death. They would gladly return to slavery in Egypt if it meant being saved from the jaws of the wilderness. Moses, however, assures them that God is with them, and he will part the seas so that they may cross over into freedom on dry land. But few believe him. How could anyone walk on water? Yet the next morning, they awake to find Pharaoh's army approaching, riding hard across the sea to capture them. Panic spreads through the camp. Men cry out. Women weep, clutching their children close as they watch the Egyptians approach. Then the people turn on Moses. He has led them right into the hands of their enemies. They will die here beside the Red Sea, and it will be all because of Moses. Some try to flee, but where can they go? The Egyptians are fast approaching. Others fall to their knees and pray to Yahweh, begging him for mercy. Moses, however, remains calm. He lifts his staff and tells the people that the Lord will fight for them, and they shall not die. Then the pillar of cloud that has been their guide parts and takes shape before their eyes. It stands like a great mountain between the Hebrews and Egyptians, swallowing the sunlight and plunging the area around Moses and his people into darkness. Behind the pillar, Pharaoh's army can be heard shouting and screaming, but they cannot see a single inch in front of them. Now, Moses cries out to God, begging him to destroy Pharaoh and his army. But the Lord does not answer. After a while, Moses begins to lose hope, thinking God has abandoned him. But just when he is about to give up, he hears a voice. "Why are you crying out to me, Moses? Why have you come to me?" Startled, Moses replies, "I don't understand, Lord. I do not know what to do. Please help us. Lord, please destroy Pharaoh and his army." Then God speaks to him again. "Lift your staff, Moses, and stretch your hand over the sea and divide it, that the waters may go back into the sea, and that the Israelites may go through the sea on dry ground. I will harden Pharaoh's heart so that he will pursue them. I will get glory through Pharaoh and all his army. And afterwards, I will have mercy on him and will make Pharaoh and his whole nation a people ruled by priests, a race dedicated to me forever." Then Moses raised his staff and stretched out his hand over the sea and divided it. And the waters stood up as a wall, so that the sea became dry land. And the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground. and the water was a wall on their right and on their left. As the last Hebrew crosses the sea, Pharaoh and his army are right behind them. With the threat of the Hebrews gone, Pharaoh throws back his head and laughs, knowing that he has won. But as his chariots hit the seabed, the ground trembles. Looking back, he sees the walls of water rise once more, trapping him and his army on the seabed. He shouts for his men to turn around, but they are too late. The water is closing in, trapping them in its icy grip. Now the Hebrews watch as Pharaoh's army struggles to free itself from the watery trap. From their perspective, it looks like the army is trapped inside a box of water, unable to move forward or backward. The soldiers try to force their way through, but only end up sinking deeper into the mud below. Once again, Moses raises his staff and begs the Lord to help his people. The ground shakes and the first chariots sink deep into the mud. The horses struggle to free their legs, but the more they pull, the deeper they sink. The soldiers panic, shouting for help, but nobody is coming to save them. Pharaoh, however, is not willing to die here. With a mighty roar, he urges his men to push forward and break through the watery wall. As they collide with the water, the liquid sloshes around them, nearly sweeping them off their feet. With all his strength, Pharaoh drives his chariots through the wall. Chariots and horsemen plunge into the depths. Water fills their lungs as they struggle to stay afloat. The driver clings to his horses, trying to keep them upright, but the weight of the chariots pulls them down. The thundering crash echoes across the water. All around them, the water rises. The sea seems to be collapsing in on them. Then, as quickly as it began, the water recedes, leaving the seabed a muddy mess. The men and chariots are covered in slime, exhausted and defeated. Then Moses raises his staff again, the same staff that parted the sea and smote Pharaoh's firstborn. The moment has come to finish what he started. But which choice will he make? Will he strike now or wait to see what happens? Find out next time. Like, comment, and share this video.